Hey guys, Joe here from Xbox Games. Check it out. We got the Nerf Fortnite IR little rifle here. This is awesome. You know, I wasn't expecting this to be on the shelves, but I happened to be going through one of my local big box stores, and I was like, wait a second, what is that? And so I had to pick this thing up because I don't think these were actually supposed to come out for, I think, another month or two, somewhere right in there. So I was like, yes, I'm going to pick this thing up because I want it. Now, this thing was $40, $39.98, about $45 or so after, you know, tax and everything. So it's a little bit on the pricey side, but when it comes to kind of the Fortnite Nerf, you're kind of spending a little bit more. But before I start, guys, definitely subscribe if you guys haven't already. Come on, get in on the giveaways. You guys can win a Spectrum if you guys want that. I don't know. I think it's cool, right? Anyways, let's hop right into this thing so you guys can get an idea of what this thing is all about, because this is a lot different than some of the other Nerf Fortnite blasters that are currently out. Again, you know, like the like the sniper rifle and some of the other ones. It is vastly different. And I think they did a good job on this to listen to kind of what, you know, people have been wanting in kind of this in kind of this industry. So let's hop right in. Let's take a look at the actual box first off. Now, looking at the box, I mean, it's actually, when you look at it, you're like, wow, this blaster has to be kind of tiny, because that's a big blaster on the front of the box comparison to what I see the box being. But you'll see here why in a moment. So not too crazy on the front of the box. If we do flip it around on the back here, perfect. You get to see the blaster a little more. You get to see that it's motorized, which is cool. And then over on the left there, you see the BASR-L, the sniper rifle, but you also see the GL. And I want that GL like super, super bad. And I've been keeping an eye on it on Walmart's website, hoping to order that thing soon when it does come out. So, you know, front and back of the box, nothing too crazy. I just say, hey, you know what? Don't take it for what it's worth inside the box, and you're going to see why. So I'm going to pull this up. This actually comes in 3 different pieces, which is, again, is different than some of the Nerf Fortnite blasters that are out, right? So this particular blaster, you see it has the stock, which is completely removable and completely compatible with your other Nerf stocks that you have. And then the front kind of muzzle piece here is also detachable, very similar to a lot of the Modular stuff, right, where it has that kind of module clip front end on it. So that's why it gets to fit in this small of a box comparison to, again, the BASR-L sniper rifle, where it was just one long piece and that box was ginormous. So that's why when I got this, I was like, there is no way that can fit in there unless this thing is just tiny. But since they are all removable, I thought that was kind of cool, because I was like, wait a second, now I can put my own favorite you know, attachments, whether it's on the top or the front or the rear, and kind of make it my own Fortnite blaster. I was like, that is sweet. So having those attachments, yeah, not too bad. Let's hop and take a look at these additional attachments so you guys can get a kind of look at it, because that's the biggest part about this blaster. So let's take a look at the front attachment first here. So it has kind of, right, I mean, it has that modulus kind of attachment there, and it got kind of that funny little, you know, flared out break on the front of the tip there. I don't know, you know, I think it's kind of cool, but it is kind of cartoony if you ask me. Again, you could stick all of your favorite attachments on the end of this. I mean, look at that. I mean, that really extends it. That does not really fit with the color scheme, but you could fit kind of some of the smaller ones here. I really like this one. Check that out. That one actually goes very well with this. You know, I mean, I don't know, right? If we take a look at the stock that it comes with is not that bad. I mean, that's not that bad, right? Just clips in. This color scheme, I don't really have a lot of other blasters that fit that color scheme, but still, it is a little short for me. So I have a little bit of a longer one here I have from one of my Modulus ones. You can just plop it on, and that color scheme right there fits very well with this color scheme, that kind of gray and white. And it gives me just a little more, about 2 or 3 more inches for when I hold it, it just sticks out a little bit farther. So I think that's one of the things that Nerf did right on this particular blaster, is kind of have these pieces modularized so that, yeah, you can integrate your other stuff that you already currently have and not have to, you know, like reinvent the wheel every time you want to get one of these or be stuck with how it comes, right? So I thought that was cool. I was like, wow, that is awesome. Now, it does have just one tactical rail on top, and there are no tactical accessories that come with it, unless you consider the front and the rear, or the buttstock and the muzzle up here tactical accessories. But up here, again, you could fit all your popular ones that you want to do, whether it's one of the Nerf Modulus, kind of want to do one of the Nerf, the sniper rifle's bigger scope. I kind of like that one. It actually kind of works very well. Again, the color scheme works well with that. Or, yeah, throw on the big old sniper rifle ending here. Check that out. What? That looks so sick. And it actually doesn't look that bad. I mean, it kind of goes with the whole theme, right? But I think if you're going to color match and everything, yeah, throw on the little modulus one here. Boom. That thing just looks kind of sick. But there's no, of course, tactical rails on the side or the bottom, because of course down here on the bottom, this is a motorized blaster. So on the bottom, you got kind of that door down there, very similar to other blasters. It only takes 4 AA's, so you're only going to get 6 volts worth of quote-unquote power out of this. So with that said, just in my head, I know that with 6 volts in the standard kind of Nerf line, you're only going to get maybe 65, 70 FPS out of this thing, if that, and 70 is on the top end. And we're going to kind of go over that a little bit later, but I'm hoping that sooner or later, they're going to come out with like a 9.6 or a 7.2 volt battery pack that you can put in these type of blasters, right? They already have kind of that 7.2 volt battery pack for the Rival series, which, you know, that was a whole nother story right there. But I'm wishing they're going to make something like this for their other blasters, but bump it up to like 9.6, because there are so many blasters out there right now that are 9.6 by other manufacturers that bump the performance up to like 90 FPS. And when somebody's shooting 95, 90 FPS comparison to your 70, I mean, they got, you know, almost a 33% increase on a 50% increase on how fast and far that you're shooting. So they just kind of outclass you. So it is hopefully something that I'm hoping they're going to come out with later on as a more bumped up series when it comes to kind of this baseline of Nerf blasters. So again, looking at the blaster, we'll just do a quick up close and personal here. I know I jumped into the accessories, but looking at it, it's not too bad. I mean, you know, for how smooth it is and, you know, not too many kind of divots and rivets and stuff on here. I think, again, this is going to be a blaster that a lot of people are going to be able to paint and prime and kind of tweak to how they, you know, want their blaster. Because I think overall, it's a bigger blaster. You know, if I kind of post it up here against, again, the sniper rifle, Fortnite sniper rifle, they're almost the same length, almost, very, very close. That's why I was a little kind of like, wow, this thing cannot be as big as the sniper rifle, but since it breaks down, it makes sense. So yeah, this thing is smooth, and it just feels like it's ready to be primed and painted. Very similar to the Nerf Ultra Ferro we did here. That, again, is a phenomenal blaster. Shoots hard, looks great. Getting a little bit on the pricey side, but I think that particular blaster as well is going to be one that people are going to, you know, weather and coat and modify, because it is so smooth and it's just like ready to be painted. Again, that is our 2 cents. Let's get into us shooting this particular blaster so you can actually take a quick look here. So again, it does have that kind of 6-round magazine. I always feel like with the 6-round magazine, it's not enough on a motorized blaster, right? 6 rounds is, you're going to rip through 6 rounds in like 3 seconds, right? So always getting different rounds or different clips or magazines in this thing is probably going to be your first step that you're going to do. But you can see here, not too bad. I mean, the motors rev, I feel like, a little bit quicker than some of the other Nerf stuff. But still, I mean, the performance, yeah, you're getting around 70 FPS, not too bad. Some of the little bit higher FPS, some a little bit lower, depending, again, how fast you let those motors kind of spin up. So the longer you let them spin, the quicker they are going to, you know, shoot. But if you shoot them in rapid succession, of course, the FPS is going to drop a little bit. So you could see, I mean, I was ripping those things off, just shooting them down range. I did notice, again, it does, well, I noticed with a lot of these blasters, this one comes with 12 of those elite darts, right? I'm always a big fan of the waffle heads. That is just me. I feel like the waffle heads are just shooting straight and true, but still, nothing wrong with the elite darts. I just prefer the waffle heads, and it seems like the industry is kind of going that route, the waffle heads. Even though some of the, like the Nexus Pro darts, those seem to be great. I haven't really fired enough of those to get a really good opinion on it, but I feel like, again, some of those are just phenomenal, but it could be just due to the FPS that I'm shooting with those particular things, right? Now, again, back on the clip, yes, it does have just a 6-round clip here, and I feel like that isn't enough for this particular blaster. But I get that is, you know, IR, of course, stands for Infantry Rifle. That's what they're claiming this to be. And, okay, 6, I do prefer either a 10-round magazine, so you guys can kind of see here. Look, it doesn't look too bad. It actually looks really cool. If you look at that, a 10-round magazine on there, no, I mean, not bad. I love the curved little thing there. Or you guys know me, and you know I can't go a video without talking about the drum magazine. This is really where this thing comes to life, right? You put a big drum mag on there, Look at that. Gosh, that's crazy. I also want to pull up my preferred setup on this, where I got the shorter muzzle. I got the little bit longer of a stock with the scope. So that's my preferred setup, of course, with the drum mag. I always feel like with the drum mag, it doesn't take up too much more room, but you get so many more shots. And that's my preferred setup with this particular blaster. Maybe, again, even lipo modding it up to like 7.2 volts. Or, again, redoing this thing, which I haven't even tried opening yet, to give it just, again, a little more oomph out of the, out of the blaster. Now, overall, I think this thing is cool. I really think they did a good job with kind of that whole, integration of the modulus tip, as well as the back stock back here. I think that is awesome, not having to kind of stick with, what comes with this blaster originally. It was kind of the problem that I had with the original blaster here, where you were just kind of stuck with that tip and that stock. I get that it's a unique color, but still, I really would have liked it if you could have, modified the front and the rear of this like you did this particular blaster. Now, I did really like the magazine on the AR, or the RL there, I believe that one's called, because I think it looks kind of cool with this. So check that out. That gray is not the exact dark gray on this particular one, but it still follows that theme, and I think that bulky kind of flareness kind of looks awesome on this particular blaster. Again, overall, completely up to you, but I think that Nerf is going in the right direction with this particular blaster, and this, having these kind of modularness on the front and rear of it. But overall, cool. It is my favorite so far out of the whole Nerf Fortnite series. I really like the sniper rifle, but overall, yes, just because of the configuration and stuff you can do. When I do get my hands, of course, on the rocket launcher, that's going to probably be my favorite. But again, I'm just trying to get that thing, and I know a lot of you guys are. I've watched like reviews and everything on it, and I'm like, my gosh, that thing looks so ridiculous, and it's so chunky that I'm like, yes. But overall, I say, hey, if you guys can pick these things up, or when they become available, do it, because again, you can customize this to what you guys think is, your fit and feel to this blaster, and I think that's an awesome job. Anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think of this thing. I'm very curious, or if you guys have seen this on your local shelves. I wasn't even available to order online. I just happened to see it again on the local shelf, and was like, no way, I'm picking that thing up. So definitely subscribe, guys, if you guys haven't already. Thanks again, Fox fans.